Hi guys, and I'm back with another episode of Piper's Adventures through the Cup of Nations, and we have Piper here as the Seleucids playing against Fighter of the Brother in Arms clan, and Fighter has the Julii Romans here, and Julii Romans are the only Roman faction in the Cup of Nations, so not to worry about a ton of Romans around the tournament, but yeah, the people who do get the Romans have a very solid faction to work with, and Fighter is a pretty good player, so you should be able to do some work with that. But Piper here, the Denarii for this battle, by the way, Piper has 14.5k and the Romans have 15k, so pretty close, only a 15k kind of deficit between the two. Should be interesting, and I'd say pretty even battle. So we'll have a look at the builds first. Piper's got 4 scythe chariots, 4 cataphracts, 6 archers, and 4 Seleucid legionaries. Fighter here has 4 Roman archers, 2 archer auxilia, hold that thought, 3 archer auxilia, which means 5 regular archers, 4 triarii, which is quite interesting, 2 cavalry auxilia, and 6 praetorians. So we'll get the battle started here. I think Piper's build is very balanced, but definitely on the heavy cav side of things in the cav department. So he's definitely looking to just shoot the arrows and then go in with the cav and the infantry in a head-on engagement and come out on top, which he should, because Fighter has no urbans, as Rome usually has, at least a few urbans, unupgraded maybe, but a few urbans nonetheless. And he doesn't have to contend with that if he goes in with these phalanx pikes. So I was wrong before, these are phalanx pikes, not silver shield pikes, but phalanx pikes still very strong, still very good pike units, and should be able to do some work against the cav if they get into that cav battle. So that's also something Piper's looking for. He's looking for a big fat cav battle, like in the middle of the field or something, where all his stuff can get engaged. So these cataphracts, these chariots and everything, he wants those in the thick of it. So he's going to really be looking out for that cav battle, or even if there are a few isolated cav battles, his scythe chariot should be able to get there quicker than the praetorians and hopefully help out there. And there will be a very decisive factor when it comes down to it. These praetorians very heavily countered by chariots. These cavalry auxilia though might be able to do a bit of work, maybe throw some javelins into these chariots, if not get into some of these arch units here. But it looks like Fighter's just going to go for a straight on push here with the triarii as well. I guess this triarii is to stop cataphracts, which maybe he expected Piper to bring, no doubt. But they're going to be very questionable against these scythe chariots, because they're not pikes. So even though they do get a bit of a bonus against going into the melee against chariots, they're not going to do particularly well to stop them. But we're going to see 2 scythe chariots and two cataphracts and this phalanx pike unit just decimate these couple of barbarian cav here. And Fighter's sending in cav to help now. He's got his triarii down here as well, but the triarii are stuck on some of these chariots. But Piper just looks like he has won the engagement here with even more cataphracts coming in. These guys should be gold I imagine. Look like they're very, very well upgraded. Oh, Piper's general routing there though. Looked like Piper had the upper hand for a second there, because he won the first engagement, but this second one, Piper's still in it. Fighter's still in it, and Fighter gets a fairly clean pullout. But a lot of his guys have died to the scythe chariots, which is unfortunate for him. But he's in with a chance. He's still going for these cav here, and that's because he's got these triarii and this praetorian cav unit still at the back here. But it looks like Piper's going to bring in some returned cataphract units and actually turn the tables and rout Fighter's remaining praetorian cavalry. And now it's just these triarii against the world, and some of these cavalry auxilia as well, I guess. They're not going to really do anything at this point. Maybe chase off a few archers if it comes down to it. But yeah, without his cav, fighter doesn't really have a win condition. I mean, this is nowhere near enough you need to close out the game. What fighter's got to probably try and do is first he needs to kill the cav, because with the cav around, his archers are gonna have a very hard time. But then after that, he's gotta win the archer fight somehow, and then like somehow his archers have to be the strongest group of units in the game, which is gonna be super difficult. And I'm not sure if fighter can do that now. All this cav is dead, so that's more than half. That's more than half fighter's army, unfortunately. Flaming Arrow is going to go in there and take out that unit. Fighter's cavalry auxilia are still here, not really doing too much. And fighter probably just wondering where it all went wrong, and because I'm not really quite sure how we can bring it back with only these archers here. And yeah. These phalanx pikes more than enough to close out the game now that all the cav is pretty much dead, and pretty much just got to mop up these archers to close out the game.
Victory, worthy of Greek soldiers.